Hey AfterBuzzers, welcome back to another Voice After Show. It is season 13, episode 5 and 6. It is the final blind auditions. Stay tuned to see our thoughts and see who the judges picked.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Pick me. Pick
Right
me.
here.
Right here.
Right here.
Please,
No,
please.
right here.
Right
Team
here.
Lina,
Right here.
please.
Right here.
No, Team Lina.
right here.
I'm the one sitting by myself. Team Lina, please.
Yeah, that's right here.
Well, welcome back, AfterBuzzers. It is the Voice After Show, and I'm here with my co-judges, not my co-host.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be the judges because we are so judgmental
Doing all the judging.
on this after show. I'm definitely not J-HUD. Pick me, because this is Lina Productions right here.
Oh.
And in Lina Productions, it's her story. Is it her
It's her
story or his story?
No, it's her story.
This is my story.
It is her story.
All right, welcome back, guys. We're all jokes aside. We are recapping episodes 5 and 6, the blonde. I just had a blonde moment myself. I mean, it should be the blonde auditions because I wasn't too impressed with a lot of the auditions, but that's a whole different topic in itself, which we'll get into in a second.
Yes.
But we're, like I said, recapping starting with episode 5, and we're going to tell you guys our thoughts. Real quick though, so J-HUD basically started off episode 5 with 9 teammates, and then I believe it was
Miley, 8.
Miley had 8, and then the boys Blake and Adam had 7,
7.
which is pretty interesting because I don't think it's an advantage that Jennifer Hudson has 9 people. If anything, her roster is kind of full. So I feel like there were so many greater talent tonight, and that she wasn't able to pick them because she only had 1 person left. So for those of you that don't know, your team is full when you reach 10. So Jennifer Hudson only had room for 1 more, Miley had room for 2 more, and Adam and Blake ended up having room for 3 more, but I believe Blake ended on 9. So what are you guys' thoughts on like the whole, do you think it means like the judges better if they have like a higher number, or?
No, I think for like J-HUD, I feel like she on the spot already knew who to pick, and I feel like she didn't notice all the way up until the end. Like, man, like I'm full. Like, I'm sorry, I can't pick you. But I mean, in all, I feel like she did really well with her team and choosing. They're all pretty much the same.
You guys have to remember, this is like gambling. So you
Tell us.
gotta put your chips out and you gotta grab the numbers while they're going. Because you don't know if the end is gonna be good or bad. So you take that risk. If you snatch up all the good singers, you take the risk of there being a great singer at the end, or you might be the lucky one that gets all the good ones in the beginning.
Spoken from a true gambler, guys.
But there's also a steal, right? There's the
There's the
opportunity
steal,
for a
which is
steal.
coming next week.
Yes.
That's interesting, though, because I've always felt like the steals, it sucks because the judges invested so much already. And then what if, you know, they were already like in sync? I mean, there's not a lot that's happening. There's not going to be any coaching by next week. But I will tell you something. So Jennifer Hudson, I was watching back our first couple after shows, 1 and 2. We all said how much, you know, we love that J-HUD is on the show. You know, she just won The Voice UK. And then I noticed the last episode, we were both all of us were kind of like, all right,
Over
J-HUD, take it like a
Annoyed.
step back. And in the comments, a lot of people are talking about how, like, for her, it's just kind of like a competition. But I feel like on this episode, Adam definitely won the cake. Like, he was getting a lot more bones thrown his way.
Yeah.
But is that because J-HUD had no room left?
Honestly.
Possibly, because her vocal range is so much wider than his is, and you know, it was just kind of like she, like you guys said, she had to be a little bit smarter this time around. So it was like,
Yeah,
you have
but-
1 spot.
Yeah, but I feel like she just went all in, and maybe in the very beginning she was trying to prove something because, you know, she was in the UK and now she's coming here, so it's a big responsibility, especially because she won the UK The Voice.
But she was the
So-
newbie. She had to come in swinging.
Yeah, but she was not a newbie now.
Not to the U.S. she
Not
was a
to
newbie.
the U.S.
But she came in like she's doing a corporate takeover. It's not even coming in swinging. It's,
It's
not
J-
like
it's
it wasn't.
J-HUD Productions,
It wasn't like
people.
boxing in the rounds. She came in like, this is a corporate takeover. So what's gonna happen is your receivables, and we're gonna merge finances. I'm like,
And no one's going to
Dude.
be union anymore.
all right, so we're gonna get to the after show. I just thought it was interesting as I was looking back how we kind of like changed our views on J-HUD as each 2 episodes went
Yeah.
by. So we're gonna start off with Chloe. Chloe worked at the coffee shop. She was in a band and she loves Miley. I believe she even said she's in love with Miley. And then she sang the Chain song. And of course, she chose Miley, which was not a surprise because going in, she was so fangirling Miley. And it brings me back to the whole like, are they really going for Miley because they think she's the better judge, or do you think that she's going for Miley because it's like, oh my God, it's Miley Cyrus, they're in like a similar age group, they just want to be friends with her?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like this wasn't a smart move for her to go with Miley, just because she sounds just like her. And if she wants to step out of the box, she should go with someone else. And it sucks because in the very beginning, like when you know that they're so hardcore, like Team Miley, it's like they give it all away. It's like, okay, so what's there going to be to it? We already know you're going to choose Miley.
Yeah.
There's been a couple times where there's been people that come in and say, I want J-Hud, and they not picked
There
her.
was two.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that, but there was actually two people that said, one said they wanted Adam, I think,
But he
and then
didn't
the other
turn.
one said they wanted Blake. Well, we'll get into that in a second, but the last guy sang Sugar. I mean, if he wasn't going to go for Adam,
Yeah.
I don't know who was. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. So on today's recap, we're going to kind of go in chronological order, just so that way you can follow us along at home, and then also we can follow along. So going next is Olivia Kay. She was 13 years old.
Aw.
I cannot believe she was 13. She was so adorable. I don't know at 13 what I was doing, but I definitely wasn't getting on like a huge stage like that singing for people. She actually had no chairs turn.
No.
And she
didn't.
sang The Ghost, which I really liked that song. And she's so cute. She had like a little picture from when she was, I think, like 5 or 6 or something. And it was a picture with Blake. So, I mean, I think Olivia was hoping for Blake to turn, but nobody did turn. She's 13, so I'm not going to say anything, but
Her voice has potential.
she has a lot of growth. That's the best way
Yeah.
to say
It's,
it.
it's a good opportunity for her to get up there, to see what it's like. It was her first round, or her first rodeo, so she can come back next year, or even 2 years, 3 years from now, and come back swinging hard.
What
Yeah.
an honor,
And
though.
she has every opportunity.
Yeah, what an honor at age 13 and be able to do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And then get advice from the judges as well.
I think she handled it well. She actually handled it a lot better than a lot of the adults that don't get any chair turns. I'm not going to lie. If I was up there and nobody turned their chair,
I would have cried and ran off stage.
Would you?
I don't think I would run off stage. I would definitely get emotional just because you're so vulnerable up there. You're like
Yeah.
putting yourself out there. And it also doesn't mean you're not good enough. Obviously, it's episode 5 and 6. I'm assuming they went in like some kind of chronological order how we're trying to do today. So the teams were a lot fuller.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that it was the best choice. She is 13. She's extremely young. She has a lot of time to grow and develop her vocals and stuff like
Totally,
that. So
totally.
kudos to Olivia for even having, I was going to use a very interesting terminology,
Gusto.
having the courage.
I was like,
just-
the balls.
Yeah, I was going to say that. For having the courage to come on The Voice. So good job, Olivia. Hopefully we'll see her in
Yeah.
season 14 or 15. Next is Dennis. Dennis was the guitar player, and he said one of my favorite things. He said, I am always the bridesmaid and never the bride. And I thought that was such an interesting quote coming from a guy, first of all, because wouldn't it be like, I'm always the groom and never the groom? But I feel like maybe men don't think the way women do, so it's not like they're like, yes, I'm the groomsman. I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah. It's a
Like,
good
I'm not
step.
the groom.
Yeah.
So anyways, I like Dennis's quote. He's a guitar player, works in the studio. He instantly got a turn from Adam, okay? He actually said that he wanted to be on Adam's team, and he's saying she talks to angels. And what's funny is he didn't pick Adam. He picked Blake. So
Blake.
this is one of the cases that we were talking about where Chloe ended up picking Miley. Dennis actually ended up picking Blake, which I thought was amazing. I feel like anytime that happens, it shows that something vibed. It's not just about the pre-notion or like, you're like not judging a book by its cover. They actually like went in
Yeah.
and then changed their mind.
Right.
I didn't think it was gonna happen though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I thought at the very beginning his tone reminded me of John Mayer, just because of how he started.
I see that.
He's like,
You don't think
like
so?
no.
I had to think about it. I was like,
Yeah, I thought so. I thought his tone reminded me a little bit of John Mayer. I really would have wanted him to go with Adam, just because I feel like that would have been a better pick for him as opposed to Blake.
Russell is so picky. I'm just dying to hear what Russell thinks because every time we're viewing the show, he's like this.
Here's the thing.
No.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's what it comes down to. You're in a competition, and if you're already at the top of your own game and there's no room to
Frasier.
grow, okay, but if there's no room to grow and there's nothing to do, then how am I supposed to like you? You know what I mean? You're rooting for the person who you think can take the building blocks and do something with it and get all the way through the end.
I agree.
You know, and a lot of these people, and maybe that's the biggest issue that we're all having as a panel, is that we see like, oh my God, no one's really impressed me and blown me out the water, but should we be looking at them like this person has what it takes to grow all the way to the top?
Totally,
But
because,
no one's
yeah.
blown me completely away.
No, well, they develop as time goes on.
Yeah.
So you kind of pick and choose who you like or who you see potential with. And then as time goes on, then you're just like, oh, I knew they had it in them. Like, they're my favorite. Like, I want them to win.
I love room for growth. And if anything, you know, I said this in the last after show too. I always like it when there's someone that I feel like everyone knows is going to win. You know how some competitions, all the judges are like, if you don't win this, you're going to be a star. And then I like it when someone else just kind of like creeps up and wins. But for me, what didn't get to me, and until I would say episode 6, is I'm looking for someone with like a unique voice. Like just, you know, in all my years of listening to music, which is quite a few years, I've heard the same thing. And it's kind of like what you were saying earlier with Chloe sounding a lot like Miley, is I want to hear something different. I want to hear something unique. I don't want to have like another Adele, you know, another Miley, another Jennifer Hudson. It's amazing when someone, especially when people do these covers where they take an already existing song and they make it like instrumental or they make it their own. Like I like that so much better, just because everyone likes the original. No one's going to be like, oh no, she sounds like Jennifer Hudson, but I'm not going to buy Jennifer Hudson songs. I'm going to buy XYZ songs that sounds like Jennifer Hudson. So getting on to our next singer, Ignatius, which I just love that name. I don't know why. I think it's such a great
I like that name.
and unique name. I wish he would have mentioned why his name was Ignatius. So anyways, Ignatius was actually on season 12. He won the Snapchat Voice Singer. So he's actually back again, and I love when they just come back. It kind of like motivates you, shows you that they didn't give up. And they showed like clips of him, like him and Adam were like giving hugs and stuff like that. He sang the song Catch, which I loved.
Yeah.
I love the rendition of it too. And then he picked Jay Hudson, which I'm not surprised about. I don't know why.
I'm not surprised either.
And it was interesting. He's an ordained minister.
That's
Yeah.
a shocker. That was a shocker to me. Like when he said that, I was like, what? You're an ordained minister?
Sorry, Father, I have sinned.
I literally got the chills when I heard him sing that song. It was a perfect song choice.
Such a beautiful song.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was just amazing.
It didn't catch me by surprise that he was a minister, because in The Voice Italy, a nun won that series, so that didn't throw me off. But I liked him. He has a lot of potential. You know, he's like she said, he was a saxophone with his voice sounded like a saxophone. She could tell he plays a saxophone, and the saxophone has a lot of high pitches and big notes. So that's good. I liked him a lot.
Well, it wasn't surprising that he was an ordained minister that he's singing. He didn't seem like it.
He didn't seem like it.
Which I guess
his
is just,
mannerisms.
which is like a terrible thing to say, because what is an ordained minister supposed to seem like?
Yeah.
It's just the way, you know how like Jennifer Hudson is all about her like God and spirituality.
She dives into it.
She just goes like straight into it and she vocalizes it. This guy was kind of like, blah, 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 by the way.
Yeah. That's because she used to sing in church, and she was, I guess, part of the choir, and that's where she started.
And she's also been through hell and back.
Chris
I mean,
Kardashian is an ordained minister too, so I'll just lay that on the table right there, in that vicinity.
Okay, moving on from Ignatius, we have Rebecca. I really, really, really liked Rebecca.
too.
She was a background singer for the last several years. I think she has a look. She came out kind of like in that, I'm assuming hopefully it was faux fur. Not there's anything wrong with wearing fur, but obviously if you don't have to hurt animals, why would you do it?
Yeah.
So she was wearing kind of like that faux fur jacket and then that dress, and I thought she looked super stylish, had the great look. She sang the song Believer. And only one chair turned, and it was Blake, and I thought he was really happy to have her.
Yeah.
For me, I liked her. I didn't think her voice was like, oh my God, but I do think that she has the potential to be big. Like she kind of has like the look, she has a good voice, and I do feel like there's a lot of growth for her, for sure.
Yeah, I think her song choice wasn't a good one.
I didn't think so either. It was like
It's
too out of
really
range
hard.
for her.
Yeah, it's really hard to sing that song. Not saying because I would sing it or I know how to sing.
We want to hear you sing. Go
but
ahead.
no.
Since you're going to be so judgmental,
5, 6, 7,
we want to
8.
hear you sing. Ready?
No.
We'll be the
but
background singers. Dude. Yeah.
You're the singer here, not me.
Maybe at the finale.
You can
I'll
sing?
pull something out.
Yeah.
What?
R&B.
R&B.
Can I? Hello?
I said at the finale.
Yeah,
Can you
I'll
drop a
pull something
tune?
for finale.
He's gonna go sing with the
I
winner.
feel like I've been lied to my whole life right now.
But back to Rebecca. Okay, here's the thing about her. I liked her. She was Ashley Graham with
You like somebody?
with a Miley voice. But I don't think she's right for this competition. What I hope happens for her is that someone picks her up from this competition because she has everything she needs.
Yeah.
What more can she really get from this competition?
She can. She definitely can get more, though. I feel like this was just like a sneak peek. It was such a hard song to pull off. But if you find the right, like, mentor, as she is with Blake, because he was the only one that turned around, and I feel he did, like, such a strategic move where he was like, okay, I'm going to wait till the very end and make sure not to, like, push the button. And when he did and he turned around, he was like, thank you. Like, he was so adamant about his, like, decision, and he knew what he was standing up for.
Does anybody know how, like, the background of this show works? Is it like if you get picked up on a team or you're on the show, do they get like a percentage? Like if you become somebody, like are they your unofficial manager? Like how does that work? I feel like there's more into it for these judges because they're so invested into it, not just about winning. I think they're also, like Russell said, they're probably thinking big picture because there's so many people that don't win singing competitions like American Idol or even America's Got Talent, other things like that, and they end up getting like record deals.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So,
they do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, just being on the show in itself, which as we saw and we'll talk about in a second, just when some people even get one chair turn, everything inside of them is just so overjoyed because you've made it. Like no matter what, you're going to be on YouTube, you're going to get hits, you're going to get a following, people are going to know who you are, follow your journey, and let's be real, it's like better off than how they woke up. So
Yep. I mean, like when J-Head refers to herself and says J-Head Productions and blah, 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 at the end of the day, if that person doesn't win, like
she's a corporate takeover.
Adam has signed many people to his label already. So this
From the show, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is their opportunity not only to build a good team, but those are people who are building their own record
It's a
labels and their own
connection.
empire, like Diddy. See what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. I think like there's maybe something on the show that maybe they sign like some authorization or something that if you do get picked up and they coach you, like they become like your manager or something like that. I mean, I don't know the official details. I'm just curious if anybody at home knows, works for The Voice, works for like the law team or production. Like, is that how it works?
Well, for any singing competition, there's a fence that you can't cross for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So whether it's 6 months, a year, or whatever, but in that time, those judges can pick you up and re-sign you.
Yeah,
Because
so that's what
they're
I meant.
already
So
in
that's
it.
why they have, because they mean it. Like when they're fighting over these people, I feel like they're looking big picture.
Exactly.
They're not just thinking like this competition.
No.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems with the people that are coming up to sing and trying to get this opportunity. They don't see that. They're here like, I want to win The Voice. Like, of course you want to win The Voice. Everyone wants to win The Voice. But if you don't and you have 4 chairs in front of you, which one of these people is going to sign you and get you to that next level and put the effort into your record?
Very true. Okay, so next we have Brandon Brown, which was another example of someone that said they wanted one particular judge and then, of course, changed their mind, which I love. I don't know why I love when that happens. I don't know if it's because of suspense. Because we'll sit here and we argue. Like, right after we're watching, we're like, who do you think he's going to pick? Who do you think he's going to pick? So Brandon Brown is 19. Holy shit. For a 19-year-old, he has a deep voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so deep. I love the song choice. He played George on My Mind. This guy's like a unicorn. He plays the violin, plays the piano. Of course, he said before the audition that he wanted to go with Jennifer Hudson. But Adam was the first one to instantly turn his chair. And then, of course, he ended up picking Adam, which was very surprising. I just figured with his song choice, his voice, and obviously the fact that he said he wanted Jennifer Hudson, I was like, he's for sure going to pick Jennifer. When he
she
said
tried.
Adam, I was like, and she tried hard.
She even sang. She sang when she was like saying stuff to him and trying to get his attention. She started singing some words and she's like, I really want you. Like, I want you really bad on my team. And
She didn't try hard enough.
She was
Yeah.
flirting with him. She's like,
You
how'd you
think
say, oh, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm 19.
he's over 18, so.
I wonder if they watched the audition tapes. Because if Jennifer Hudson watched the audition tape and saw that he said he wanted to be
Oh,
on
totally.
Team J HUD,
Actually, I don't even think they have the time to do that.
no, I think they watch it after the fact, but she's
Yeah.
probably like looking back going, oh my God, like what did I do wrong to not get him? But I think it was the instant chair turn that got Brandon.
And his mom.
Yeah, his mom was yelling for
His
him
mom was
across
like,
stage.
something different, which I really liked because that means he has a good backing.
Yeah.
His family's not afraid to tell him, like, like that's doing too much. It's the same thing of what you are, same vocal range. Go to something else, and that's what he
Yeah.
did.
Can we talk about that one piece though, when they showed Adam's and Blake's gestures from like season 1 all the way up till this season? They show like the
Oh, the
pictures
Lina
of
cross
it.
and
Yeah.
everything? That was
So
embarrassing.
Blake does this. Adam does this. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blake
Okay.
literally had the same curve, and he was like,
These are like questions.
But at least Adam was like,
That's when we
Yeah.
open. That's when we open the show. It's like everybody, we're gonna do this.
Yeah. But,
You're gonna vote for me right here. You're voting
but
for
it's
Lina.
like every single time I'm like, why does Blake always do this? Like it's just his thing. But then for them to just kind of put it out there, I thought that was really funny. It was cute. To me.
I feel like they're. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Whatever. I feel like the reason why they put so much focus is on the judges, even more so this season than the last couple seasons, is they don't really have that great of vocal ranges in terms of like options. Like I feel like the cast this season is not as great as the last several seasons. I mean, the last 12 seasons. So I feel like they're showing a lot more personality between the judges, which I really like. And I like that Adam got a win.
They passed
Adam
on some good
finally
people.
beat J-Hud. I feel like someone just finally threw him a bone.
Yeah. That was if there was a bone to get, that was the one.
Yeah, I thought he was amazing.
That was the bone.
And
to
the fact
get.
that he's
I
only
disagree.
19.
There's someone better coming up that we're gonna
No,
talk
there's
about.
someone definitely better coming up, but he's saying like of all the bones, like it's better.
You don't agree.
What do you mean? Like we just said he hasn't got a bone, and that was the bone to get because
Oh,
he
no, no,
wanted
no.
J-Hud. He sings like J-Hud, and he went to Adam.
Well, because who
Good
was
job,
The thing
Adam.
is that the thing is that like I don't think he was that much of a great singer for him to get that.
Well, when
But
we
there's,
get to when we get to episode 6, which is my favorite, he got that bone too, but he was
Yeah.
the only one that turned. So there wasn't really like any argument. It was kind of like, "Hey, you're on my team. By the way, you like choked up."
Yeah.
When I turned. But yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. Next we're going to Nathan Graham's, also a guitar player. I feel like we've had a lot of guitar players. He had the outfit. He looked so unique. He kind of had like that country vibe too. He's saying nobody to blame. There's always somebody to blame. You're absolutely wrong. I'm just kidding. The song he's saying was nobody to blame and no chairs turn. I like Nathan. I don't think he was the best, so I'm not surprised there was no chairs turn, but I feel like he was better than some of the people they've turned on in the first couple episodes.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I liked him. I didn't love him. I liked his style. He reminded me of guitar player, American Woman.
Aerosmith.
No, black guy.
Why did I say Aerosmith? Oh my god, why am I blanking on his
You know what I'm
name?
thinking about.
I know exactly what you're
yes,
saying.
yes.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say Craig David. It's not even Craig David. Oh,
It's
I
his
listen
style.
to his
His-
song all the time. Again.
Let me look this up.
When it goes all of my life. Come on.
Ah.
He was a nose ring.
Yes.
I know.
Drawing the blanks. Dang it.
Dude, can you look up again?
No, I'm looking up American Woman.
But until we get back to that.
No, but I love this guy.
Are you
Listen
talking
to
about
his-
Lenny Kravitz?
Yes!
Yes!
Oh
Lenny
my
Kravitz.
god! We should not be on this after show if we cannot think of Lenny Kravitz's name.
We're dealing with too many people right now. That's why.
No, I listen to 90s music all the time. I always listen to his song. That's why I'm like,
You're
so right.
Aerosmith? What?
No, Lenny Kravitz.
He was very Lenny Kravitz to me.
Someone eject me out of this damn chair right now. I should not be the lead host on a after show about music when we don't know who Lenny Kravitz is. Neither should Russell.
No, yes we do. We just forgot his
Don't
name.
But yeah, I thought he was awesome.
Such an individual versus all the cliche, just BS that we've heard.
But that sucks though. So if you get on a later episode, you're likely not going to get picked. I feel like
Yeah.
he was a lot better than
Some
the
of
first
ones.
4 episodes.
I agree.
Dude, looking back, some of the people in the first 4 episodes, holy smokes.
He kind of sang like Barry White, like very raspy, down in the grunginess, and it
I think
sounded
it
good.
was just like his song choice too. Like that just didn't work in his favor. But
But it was
he has
him.
yeah, it was him.
It
and
was
it was
definitely him, and-
everything.
I think it was at least 50% because of the fact that everyone's roster was full.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it kind of sucks. That's why maybe you should get in line earlier at The
Wake
Voice.
up
Is that
earlier.
like how it works? Like the audition line? Like you take a number and it's...
I was gonna say I think it's a lottery. Like
Oh,
'cause
it is?
they
It's
have to go
random?
to the producers for the blind auditions, and I think it's just kind of like, all right, how are we gonna do this? Let's do a lottery. We'll just pick names.
But I loved him, and I think he should definitely come back.
I think so too.
I think
He
it was
should- he needs
just
to come back.
timing meets opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and he had the opportunity, but it just wasn't the timing for him. So I definitely think he should come back. He was a lot better than a lot of the people that got picked. Speaking of that, you remember how we talked about Samantha Rios on the last YouTube?
Samantha, I loved her.
She wrote us on YouTube. We do read your
Yeah.
comments.
Shout out to
We
Samantha.
do.
You should be on this
We're
season.
Team Samantha here.
And if I had a record label, I would sign you.
I don't have a record label, but I'll sign you. I got a piece of paper and a pen.
We'll sign you
It's
to
not
AfterBuzz
Blink, though.
Records. It's going to be going
AfterBuzz
live at the
Records.
end of this season.
You know,
We're gonna
we
go
should
ahead and
make
pick
our
up
own record show.
Just like J Hud.
We don't even know who Lenny Kravitz is, but we'll start a label.
But we know who Samantha is, and that's all.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Because
Right.
we can get
Samantha.
a hold of her.
Okay, so next, Whitney, who I loved. I put a heart next to her name. She grew up singing in a church. I feel like we have a lot of spiritual and religious people on this particular episode. She said, "Hold on, we're going home," which I really, really, really liked that song. And then she picked Team Adam, which I thought was a really good pick. I feel like Adam is, you know, he got some little good selections on this episode. What did you guys think of her?
I liked her rendition of the way that she did it. She knows how to use her voice. But I'm scared that she's gonna get stuck there, or she's not gonna build on top of that. But she knows how to use her voice. She's good at what she does. And can I see her being a star? Yeah.
She has the look,
I could
for
see her
sure.
being like Sheryl Crow.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
I liked her
That's a
rendition.
compliment.
Yeah. I liked her rendition of Hold On, We're Going Home. It's one of my favorite songs. And I think she did a good choice at choosing Team Adam.
Well,
I feel like
Adam-
she can grow from being with him, like coaching.
I think she had a really good connection with Adam too, because he mentioned Christina Grimmie,
Christina.
who did that.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
she was very talented as well.
yeah.
And then speaking of liking, I liked Ileana a lot, who came right after. She is a cheerleader. Well, she didn't look like a cheerleader. She was wearing like that nice little like
I think she
green
said she-
lacy dress. She
Because her
looked.
dad's
Yeah.
an FBI agent. She had to keep it clean.
You better say only good things about her. Her dad is gonna hack your whole life. He's gonna like do a research on Russell. Russell did not like my daughter. I liked her. I liked her look. She just had that very like sweet girl next door look. She's 18 years old, so she's still a baby. And she sang New Soul, which I thought was a great song. And then she picked Miley, which I thought was so random.
I know she wanted to pick Miley since the very beginning.
But I just thought it was random though.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it like another?
No, I think she should have would have been better for her to choose Blake, definitely, because it's different. I don't know, it's just a different vibe than what she sang and just everything all together. But she went Miley, like.
You better watch what you say, Russell. Her dad's an FBI agent. He's coming for you.
Sorry, boo, you ain't a front runner. And that's how that's gonna go. Dad, look me up. See?
No, but in all seriousness, I actually think she had a lot of room for growth. She seemed
She does.
very nervous
Yes,
on
she does.
stage. I feel like she's like one of those flowers that hasn't like quite yet bloomed. She was very nervous, very quiet. I mean, like,
She's very bubbly.
yeah. But she on the stage was not who we saw, like, I feel like in the
behind the
audition tape.
scenes, yeah.
So when I saw her on the stage, she just looked so. Like, there was a lot more to her. I feel like if the right person got to her, which I do not think is Miley for the life of me, I don't think it's Miley, to bring that out of her.
It might be Miley.
You think so?
Because Miley then flew off the edge from Hannah Montana. And then she brought it on back. So that might be what she needs. She might have to fly off a little bit.
So she's
Christina
good-
Aguilera flew off.
She's too
Britney
much
flew
like
off.
Miley.
So you wanted to wear like a naked bodysuit and ride a ball like
No,
through
but
the.
I think
The new and improved
she
Miley.
went from one extreme, having a dad as an FBI agent who's so overprotective and so wants to make sure nothing happens to his daughter and X, Y, and Z, that she might have to fly off the handle a little bit, like Britney did, like Christina did, like Miley did.
That's why I
And
feel like Miley
now they came
wasn't-
back and their careers are.
That's why
amazing.
she's a terrible. Okay,
She has a good career.
but they're child stars. There's a huge difference.
She's the kid too.
Britney Spears was on the Disney show. I
they
think
were on
Christina
the
was on it like
Mouse House
briefly
Club,
too.
yeah.
Or sorry, Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that still around?
No.
I wish.
No.
I love Disneyland.
Yeah.
Be
Same
better than
here.
some of the towns they got on.
And then Miley, come on, like they were all like child stars. Her dad's about to come on the show, and
That's awesome.
yeah,
But
that's
he's gonna
awesome.
be a
Actually, looking
coach.
forward to that.
Yeah.
But here's what I think. I think that with Ileana, and I could be wrong. I'm just judging someone I saw for like a couple minutes on the stage.
Yeah.
She has yet to come like out of her shell and blossom, and I feel like J Hud, even though she's very like corporate takeover, I feel like she would have brought like that strong independence out of her. Where I know like Miley is always saying like her story, and like is very big like on advocating like women empowerment.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with. I told you. What did I tell you? I thought it was a little bit too far.
But I just think Miley is just taking it to the whole like.
That's what I was
another
just gonna
level.
say.
Yeah.
Is
I wasn't rolling
she's
my eyes at the fact of feminism. I'm rolling my eyes
she's-
at the fact that Miley just.
she's and I'm actually like someone, and it's funny how like it's not funny. I mean like in a sad way that people always associate like being pro woman or like believing in women empowerment is like, oh God, here she comes, gonna like burn her bra or whatever. But Miley is a little bit too like her story. I don't know, and they could just be cropping it. Like she could be having like 3-hour conversations and they just keep cropping it to
Yeah.
her like very, very like pro woman. But J-Hud, I feel like, is a very strong independent woman that's been through a lot. And I feel like she's also come out of her shell. She also used to be in a competition. I feel like she would have been, for sure, the best choice. And I feel like Ileana's daddy's not happy with Miley Cyrus.
I don't think he's happy either. But you know what? The other
He's like, no.
no, he's gonna be keeping an eye on Miley and
He's
both
like,
of
let me run
them.
Miley's credit score and see if it came back up. Hold on.
I wonder what her credit score is. So then they did like a quick kind of like recap. I hate how they do that for some reason because I feel like it already makes me think like this person's like whatever. But they had like Natalie Stovall and then Ryan Scripps, who, by the way, we only saw like Ryan Scripps for like 20 seconds, but I really liked him. And they both got added to Team Blake. I don't know if they're just hating on Blake, so they didn't want to show their auditions. I thought Ryan was good for like the 10 seconds they showed the clip, or do you guys?
No, I liked him.
Like, how
I
do
was
they
like-
just how do they decide that? Like, just we're gonna show all 35 of these people, and then these two people we're gonna.
I think it was because Blake was the only one that turned around, so they're trying to save time.
Well, not just that, but just maybe just they were just at a certain point that, as an artist themselves, that the judges didn't have much to say, because you both make the show, you know. So if the judges says, "Oh yeah, that was good," I'm speechless, you know, and they can tell if someone's faking it and try to like, you know, give something that's better. But if that person is good and they have nothing else to say, there's really nothing to go to, even if they're the best singer in the world.
That's true.
Well, we'll see more of them.
So I actually liked the last two that they closed off with. The first one is Megan McNeil. She is 31 years old. Her mom is also a vocalist. She works with bands. She sings at weddings. Does she sing at divorces too? Just kidding. Anyways,
That's a thing now.
It is.
Shut
That is
up.
a thing now. Divorce
Yeah.
parties, absolutely.
because people just have money to waste.
I
Yeah,
guess.
they just
but
like freedom. Some people do, some people don't. They take it like way up to the like heart. Their divorces.
all dramatic about it. And
Yeah.
those
I
are the
was
ones that post on
totally
Instagram,
joking.
Like,
Housewife
single life.
one.
I'm drinking now with my best friends. We're here in
Yeah.
Hollywood. I'm like,
And then they get into like a new relationship and they
Unfollow.
snap their whole like new relationship. Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to prove? Anyways,
new
so
boo, better than my last one. Hashtag better. Hashtag love. Hashtag I'm in love for the rest of my life.
hashtag upgrade.
Hashtag upgrade.
Okay, so Megan McNeil, I really, really, really liked her. She sang
Oh, I
a
did
rendition
too.
of "Can't Feel My Face," which is by The Weeknd. What's interesting is that I love this song, and for the longest time, I thought the song was about finding another person, and you're always smiling when you're around them, so that's why you can't feel your face.
Oh no, girl.
And then I find out the real reason behind why you can't feel your face. So I feel like I don't feel the same about the song anymore. But I love the way Megan sang it. I love, you know, as we said earlier, when someone kind of adds their own touch to it, because you're never going to sing it
Yeah.
like The
exactly.
Weeknd. Like you're going to try to top The Weeknd.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she picked Jennifer Hudson. It was the only chair that turned. Very convenient because I think
It's
Jennifer
perfect.
was like dying for her.
Yeah.
I was surprised about that. That was the only chair.
I was too. I thought
Yeah.
that like I felt like 2 or 3 other judges should have turned around.
Absolutely.
But it was a perfect pick for J-Hud.
But it's too typical of a pick. I mean, obviously
is.
Megan didn't have an option. It's not like she turned down somebody else. No one else turned their chair. But I definitely think
I can't-
J Hud came up on that.
Yeah, I can't picture her with anybody else. Maybe that's just me, but I can't picture her.
I couldn't
working
see her with Miley.
No,
I
I
couldn't
can't see her with
Blake.
Adam.
I could see her with Adam.
I don't.
I could see her with Adam because he might have took like her voice to like this cool maybe like
It's just so profound.
indie-
Screechy, like,
yeah, like pushed it out to another level. But
She's
she was
so
she was
profound.
very Jill Scotty, which
Yeah.
I love Jill Scott, and I mean there was I mean not to say she was forgettable, but her everything just went well.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And then I'm gonna throw it to Mayte, who is
yeah,
obsessing
yeah.
over the last
I feel like-
vocalist.
yes.
So I will throw it to her to talk about him.
He is by far my favorite.
Tell us. Tell us
His
how you
name
really
is
feel.
John Marrow. He's 31. He was inspired by Whitney, Michael, Prince, Bruno Mars, everyone. The song that he sang was a perfect. I know you're giving me a face right now, but just his song selection was so good.
So this is like your it guy.
That's my it guy. I put my fave thus far, and of course he went with Team Adam. Okay,
She's
so
like, I put
this
a
is
memo.
this is like,
She's like,
yeah.
this is Daddy.
So
with
this
a
is
Z.
yes. So this is like a big shocker because he actually went with Team Adam and he got all 4 judges to turn around. So this is the part where I'm just like, oh, Adam's got a winner in his team. Like
You
this
think
is it.
he was worth the 4-chair turn?
Yes,
No.
I do.
No.
So why?
Did you hear how nasally that man was?
He
I
did not.
wanted to take
Give
him a
some
tissue
cough
and I wanted
drop.
to blow his nose. You know,
No.
like the Christmas time one with the little
He
with
did
the
not
lotion
sound
on
nasal.
it. He was all nasal.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
I didn't.
He was
I
more
didn't
nasal
hear
than
that.
Babyface.
No,
Yes, he was.
I didn't hear that. You know what? I heard the grudginess.
Don't be mean,
I heard
Russell.
the I heard the raspy.
Hold your nose.
There's so.
And sing.
There's so. There is so much to him. He has
I
so
swear
much
we're
potential.
all going to hell.
You know what?
And then when the judges turned around, I was like, "Son, done. It's like a done deal. He's gonna win. I'm already calling it out. I'm
just
putting it
his,
out there.
nope. Nope.
I'll have to go and rewatch it.
I,
So,
I'm gonna do the whole show next time with a clothespin on my nose, and I hope you like me better.
Well, maybe you'll sound better.
Oh, Lord.
all right, these two are gonna go back and forth forever. That finalizes episode 5.
Yeah.
So we're
Yes.
gonna go to episode 6, which is the final blind auditions. We're gonna talk just about some of the highlights. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit here and keep talking about how we don't know how they got a chair turned while they're on the show. But kudos, by the way, even though we make these jokes, kudos to anybody that auditions. It takes a lot of courage
And you made it.
to follow your dreams, and just in the fact that you can put it in the universe about what you want to be, and you're taking the first step, you're already 50% of the way there. So even though we joke around, because if we don't joke around, then all we're going to say is that we haven't found the one yet.
And we're not going to be entertaining to anybody that's watching, so you're welcome, people.
Anyways, so starting off with the
Jeez.
starting off with the first highlight is Michael Kite, which I thought was Michael Knight for the longest time.
Me too.
He,
Michael Knight.
he picked Adam
Of course.
song Sugar, which is my favorite song, and it happens to be at a wedding. Speaking of weddings, I actually really like the Sugar music video. Have you
I
guys seen
haven't
it?
watched it. No.
They go to like different weddings, and they isn't the video Sugar where they go to like different weddings
I
and they like
haven't
pop up
watched
and
it.
surprise?
Oh, I don't know.
They make it seem like they wedding crash. Can someone look that up? Just because I don't want to
Yeah.
like. Someone's gonna write in the comments like, Lina, you clearly don't know Adam's songs either. But he does like
I
a
mean, I'm not
music.
gonna watch the music video.
No, you'll know what it is instantly. Like literally, it
Just
looks
go
like
to
they're
pics.
wedding crashing. So they like pop up at like random people's weddings, which I really liked. So everyone knew that he was gonna pick Adam. I think there was no question about it. I love how J Hud for like a second she said, I almost like would have turned my chair. It's like, don't even waste your time. Like he did a rendition of Sugar.
Yep.
And I like that it wasn't the original Sugar, just because no matter what, I feel like even if he did it better, like that's still bad.
That's a hard song.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it's like offensive if he like
Yeah.
not offensive, but
So he's like everywhere.
yeah.
So, it's
So it is Sugar. Yes. I did not get Lenny Kravitz, but I got Sugar right. Yeah. So he did a rendition of it. I really, really, really liked it. And then no surprise there.
yeah.
I like what he
Team
did.
Adam.
I like what he did. Absolutely, it was almost like you were watching his own concert. He has a very quality voice. I could see him with the record deal, but is he gonna bring the personality and the backing for the voice? I don't know.
I feel like he has growth. I actually think exactly what you said, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's why he has more room for growth. He's very like shy.
That's a
feel
good
like-
point. I didn't think about that.
Cause like, and then Adam's kind of like that guy that has like a lot of confidence. He's like with the Victoria's
Adam's a
Secret
mess.
model.
He's such a
He's
mess.
gonna give him like some good vibes, like make him
It's
feel good
funny
about
to
himself.
me, yeah.
All right, so then next we have Justin Bieber meets Nick Jonas.
Yeah. Slash
Jeremiah
wrestling, yeah.
Miller. I thought, I hate saying this, but this guy's gonna be a star. And the reason why I hate saying that is it's the voice. It's not supposed to be about anything else
Yeah.
but their voice. And he is 18 years old. I feel like he's kind of like that Justin Bieber phase. Remember when like Justin Bieber first started out on YouTube? He had like a really kind of like girly voice. That's not what he sounded like, by the way. I was just trying to give my impression of a girly voice, and I have like a manly voice. It was just disregard that whole like sound I just made out of my mouth. Justin Bieber kind of had that little girly voice, and then as he got older, it matured into kind of like a sexier voice. This guy's definitely going to be a star.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he is the best singer on The Voice,
No.
but he is the one that's either going to win it or he's going to be in the finals for sure. He is 18 years old. He has that hair.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
He knows dedication. He was on the wrestling team. He
Yeah.
said he ate like egg whites and tuna.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to die?
Mess.
And he has the look. And every single judge, the first thing they said is he's so cute.
Because he is. Yeah. He has a nice smile. He's cute. All these little teen girls are going to be voting for him and like wanting to keep him around
picked
and
J-Hud.
buying his, which is perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect like pair for him because he has like that voice and he can totally like develop and be something even better.
Yeah, I agree. And he has a lot of potential. I thought, I'm very surprised about the J-Hud. I don't know why. I feel like he would have picked an Adam.
I think
No,
just send him to
smart.
Simon Cowell and let him sign him already. That's what he.
Simon loves those like
Boy
it's like he
band
says it. He
looking
goes
types.
Like the boy band.
like this is
looks.
Simon. He's like sister. He's like you're gonna be a star.
Yep.
You have the look.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's not supposed to be about the look.
Sign
once
But
they already
it
turn it on.
is.
Fraser. Sign Fraser, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, and then lastly, because we do have to wrap up, even though we love to sit here and let you guys listen to us talk, it is Serena. She's 17 years old. She spoke like a combination of Spanish and
Bachata.
English.
Wasn't about it.
No turns. She sang Stand By Me. I feel like her voice was kind of like all over the place.
It was.
I do think she was great. I think she was shocked that nobody turned. It was actually kind of sad, like how
It
sad
was
she
sad.
was.
Yeah, it was sad because we were able to see something so different from her because she's like sang in Spanish and added English. But I did hear that, like, agree with the judges that it sounded like there was two people there.
Yeah.
Just because she kept on switching. And maybe it's not such a smart move to like sing in two different languages because you already feel so much pressure. So you just have to stick to one and just make it work.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, but she just didn't have it right now.
Russell's not impressed. So let's go to the last person we're impressed with because I cannot believe that this is on the last page and I didn't get to it now. Gary.
1, 2, 3. Gary!
Gary!
Yeah.
Dude,
love you, Gary.
I love Gary.
I love
Me too.
everything about him.
He is the guy that you want to win with him.
Yes.
And it wasn't fake. He
Yeah.
wasn't trying to act emotionally. Some people cry. I'm not saying it's fake, but he broke in the middle of the
In the middle of the
song.
song.
So
I'm
did his
so
wife.
excited for Adam.
Dude,
Dude,
the wife was like, no.
they are relationship goals. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much because
Absolutely.
she wanted him to win so badly. They're perfect.
We all did.
It's so good to
Yeah.
see like a really good love story. This is like the first significant other I feel like was really thing. But I love Gary. Honestly, he has so much room for growth.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
And his voice is so smooth.
It's Sam
so
Smith.
silky.
He was for sure
like those vibes.
my favorite pick so far of all 6 episodes. So while we wrap up, everyone tell me your favorite. From mine, like I said, for sure is Gary. Without a doubt. I want to like, he makes me want to like win with him. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine
Yeah.
is John and Gary. Both of them. I'm picking two.
Russell's like rolling his eyes about
I'm
John.
picking two.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Mama.
Yes, my mama likes him too.
Chris Weaver from
I
the
liked
very
Chris.
first episode. I gotta love Gary. I just want to have dinner with him and his lady. Like they're just absolute. Just
All right, so you guys, Danny is not here. We definitely miss you, Danny. I'm looking forward to
Yes.
having you back next week. I did way too much talking today. My voice hurts. So, Danny, we need you back next week. But as of everyone besides Danny, we all agree Gary.
yay!
Yes.
Finally, because the last
We
like
agree,
2
Gary.
episodes were like, we're not impressed. We're not impressed.
stressing.
We're not impressed. So great way to end off the blind auditions. They saved the best for last for sure. Gary, we love you. We are Team Gary over here. And I did forget to introduce my co-host, but you know, we always save the best for last. I am Lina Noory. You can find me all over social media at Lina Noory. And then we have my beautiful co-host to my left. She's going to introduce herself, tell you where to follow her.
Hey guys, you can follow me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _
And you can follow me at Russell Ray Silva across all my handles, including my website.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to tweet us if you guys agree about Gary, and if you don't, tell us who you want to win. But next week we are doing the challenge. Is it stealing challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.